Hello horror fam, thank you so much for coming by and checking out my video for 13 movie mistakes from John Carpenter's Halloween. My name is Johnny and I support horror. I think it's pretty safe to say that Halloween is one of the more iconic horror movies that helped define the slasher genre. It set the tone and template for more slashers to come in the 80s and 90s. Because of the massive success of this movie, you may be surprised just how low budget it was. With the studio not putting much money behind it, Halloween was made on a budget of around $325,000. That's considered a micro budget even in 1978 when the movie was made. That would be around $1.3 million today in 2020, which would still be considered a small budget. Fun fact, Jamie Lee Curtis was paid only $8,000 to play the role of Laurie. With such a small budget to work with and shooting the whole movie in just 20 days, there's going to be some mistakes. Let's take a look at some of the bigger ones that appeared in the movie. Halloween is set in the fictional town of Haddonfield, Illinois, but was actually mainly shot in Pasadena, California. You can imagine there being some challenges when shooting outside and trying to make Southern California look like the Midwest in October. Laurie and Tommy are walking to school on a crisp fall day in Haddonfield, Illinois. For the most part, it looks legit. That is until they cross the street. Take a look at the top of your screen in the background. Are those... Yes, those are palm trees. Last time I checked, palm trees only thrive in tropical environments, not so much Illinois. Our next mistake has to do with geography as well. Here, Dr. Loomis is at a payphone warning the police that Michael Myers is coming to Haddonfield. Now this shot seems pretty legit. Has that Midwest terrain with some rolling hills, a big field, and oh, what's that in the background there? Yes, that is a massive mountain range. Something that big would never exist in Illinois, but is prevalent in Southern California. Now, what you might have missed in this shot was mistake number 3. Did you catch it? Let's run it back. As the camera swings around and Dr. Loomis steps out of the booth, you can clearly see a crew member in the reflection of the glass right there. It appears as if he takes a step to try and get out of the way, but yeah, sorry pal, we see you. Okay, moving right along to mistake number 4. In this scene, Laurie notices a man in a mask staring at her and Annie before disappearing behind a bush. Annie decides to go investigate while her awful friend Laurie has absolutely no objections to it. Yeah, you go right ahead, Annie. Hope you don't get slaughtered. Now, check out if you can see the mistake here.
Let's take you out tonight.
Did you see it? If you did, then bravo, because I didn't notice it until someone pointed it out to me. It's right here that you can see some smoke billow across the screen ever so slightly. That smoke was coming from a cigarette director John Carpenter was smoking while shooting this scene. Not the biggest mistake of the film, but a fun one, and I guarantee every time you watch this part, you'll see it every time. Let's go back to the beginning of the film for mistakes number 5 and 6 that happened right off the bat. At just 4 minutes into the film, we see a point of view shot of a young Michael Myers walking through a dark house. Fun fact, the hand that grabs the knife out of the kitchen drawer here is not the kid that played a young Michael Myers, but the late great producer of Halloween, Deborah Hill, who worked on many projects with John Carpenter. Now check the clock above the stove. It says 9:25. But as you see Michael, whose point of view is way too tall here for a 6-year-old, moves into the dining room, look at what the clock says on the wall. 9:40. This comes moments after we saw it was 9:25. Fair enough, maybe the Myers just like to be 15 minutes early to places sometimes. But as the extremely tall 6-year-old goes up the steps, you will hear a grandfather clock chiming, which they do at the top of every hour. Give a listen to how many chimes you hear. They're a little faint, so listen carefully. Did you hear 10 chimes? That would mean the time is approximately 10 p.m., even though Michael was in the kitchen less than a minute ago where it clearly said 9:25 to begin with. Now for our next few mistakes, let's feature the boogeyman himself in action. Around 10 minutes or so into the movie, we see a nurse being tormented by Michael Myers as he's attempting to escape the mental institution. Watch what Michael does next. Did you catch the mistake there? Look at his hand as he's smashing the window. Yep, that's a wrench tied to the actor's hand to help bust the glass. And just look at Michael Myers driving off. A guy that has been institutionalized since he was 6 instantly knows how to drive a car? Interesting. Our 8th movie mistake in John Carpenter's Halloween also has to do with breaking a window. However, no wrench needed for this scene. In this scene, Laurie is, well, trying to get the hell away from Michael, obviously. But take a look at all the panes of glass on the door. Does one look out of place to you? You got it. Clearly you can tell which one is fake before Laurie smashes it with her hand. Also, check out the top left corner. There's a production light visible in the shot. Apparently they use a blue color gel to help simulate moonlight in this scene. You'll notice throughout the film a lot of this same pale blue lighting is used. This aesthetic has become the look for classic horror movies. Let's head over to one of the more iconic scenes from Halloween for our 9th and 10th mistakes. Poor Laurie is hiding in the closet trying to elude Michael. Well, that doesn't last for long as Michael bursts in, and it's here where we'll see some errors in continuity. Take a look at the clothing here. As of right now, it looks as if there's a purple shirt in the forefront. Now, when Michael breaks in, that seems to be gone or behind this white buttoned up shirt. In a few moments, we'll see it change again. For now, take a look at the hanger Laurie grabs. She reaches up and snags a regular, uncolored hanger, but when she brings it down here, it's clearly white. A few moments later, after she already poked Michael with the white hanger and stabs him with the iconic kitchen knife, we see the purple shirt once again has made its way to the front. All of these errors in continuity obviously happening because of multiple takes and not resetting the objects in the same spots before yelling action. Our 12th mistake is a common one throughout the film, and it has to do with shadows. Yes, there are multiple times you can see the camera's shadow being cast on a wall. In this scene, Lindsay is just chilling on the couch watching some TV alone. Or so it seems. As the camera moves over towards Lindsay, check out the shadow screen left that casts on the wall. Yep, that was the shadow of one of the crew members. Almost looked like he ducked down really quick trying to get out of the way. Watch again. Once again, sorry bud, we saw ya. And finally, but definitely not least, let's go to the end of the movie for lucky number 13. With just a couple minutes left in Halloween, we see a showdown between Dr. Loomis and Michael Myers. Well, it's not much of a showdown because Michael pretty much stands there while Loomis shoots him 6 times. He spins around if he's going to fall forward, but in the very next shot, you see Michael is actually falling backwards off the balcony, and his feet are now on top of the ledge as if it was floor level, when in the previous shot, the ledge was almost at knee level. Let's run that one more time so you can see it all unfold. And that's it for me today, horror fam. I hope you enjoyed my 13 movie mistakes from John Carpenter's Halloween. Please feel free to check out my other videos as I mainly do horror movie reviews. If you haven't subbed yet, I hope you do so right now, and make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter @TheHorrorHack. Once again, my name is Johnny. Keep supporting horror, and happy Halloween, everyone.